Extraordinary video released by the US military shows pre-dawn raids on Venezuelan-linked tankers in two oceans. The high-stakes operation escalating a confrontation that's now drawn in Russia and the UK. Meanwhile, Venezuela's immediate future remains unclear, with mixed messages coming from the Trump administration over who's in charge and, critically, what will happen to its oil. Senior reporter Juliet Speedy has more.
It plays like the start of a spy thriller, but this is real, a pre-dawn raid posted to social media by the US military Southern Command. US forces seizing two Venezuelan-linked tankers in the early hours of the morning. Video released of the M. Sophia in the Caribbean appears to show a Black Force helicopter lower ropes to the deck before US forces descend and then start heading towards the bridge. The second tanker, recently renamed the Marinera and reflagged as a Russian vessel, was apprehended in the North Atlantic with support from British forces.
This was a Venezuelan shadow fleet vessel that has transported sanctioned oil, and the United States of America, under this president, is not going to tolerate that. I would also just add the vessel had a judicial seizure order, and the crew, so that means the crew is now subject to prosecution for any applicable violation of federal law, and they will be brought to the United States for such prosecution if necessary.
The Marinera appeared to be heading towards Russia when it was boarded as it passed between Iceland and Scotland. Around that time, the vessel was seen to be making a sharp turn in the direction of the Scottish coast. A photograph released via Russian media appeared to show a little bird chopper, the kind used by US Special Forces, approaching the Marinera. Moscow has condemned the boarding as a violation of international law. The UK contribution involved support from the Royal Fleet Auxiliary, Tide Force and surveillance from RAF aircraft.
We know that the vessel in question is part of a Russian-Iranian sanctions evasion axis, and the money that is being made, the proceeds from selling that illegal oil, is being used to fund and fuel terrorism. It's being used to fuel misery and conflict from the Middle East to Ukraine.
The question of oil was certainly central when US senators were briefed behind closed doors at Capitol Hill. US Defence Secretary Pete Hegseth and Secretary of State Marco Rubio telling media that seizing this rich Venezuelan resource gives America leverage.
They understand that the only way they can move oil and generate revenue and not have economic collapse is if they cooperate and work with the United States.
But what about governance? The US seized Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, but left in place his Vice President, Delcy Rodriguez.
The bottom line is that there is a process now in place where we have tremendous control and leverage over what those interim authorities are doing and are able to do. But obviously this will be a process of transition. In the end, it will be up to the Venezuelan people to transform their country.
Rubio clearly wants democracy, but that is a word that Donald Trump has not mentioned yet. Instead, the president announced the US would be receiving up to 50 million barrels of Venezuelan oil, saying on Truth Social, this oil will be sold at its market price and that money will be controlled by me as President of the United States of America, to ensure it is used to benefit the people of Venezuela and the United States. In Congress, senators leaving the briefing appeared to have been sold a slightly different take.
It's not ours. We're holding it for the Venezuelan people. We're not taking it. We're not going to deposit it. We're going to use it for the Venezuelan people.
The Democrats skeptical.
The public needs answers. Across America, people are just saying, what the hell is going on?
In the scramble for Venezuela's vast resources, the fog is lifting, but the bigger picture is only getting harder to read.